Welcome to That's a Latte Film with your host, Erica, and a special guest. On this podcast, we will talk about some of our unpopular opinions on some popular films. So grab a cup of coffee, relax, and join us. Some of the films we discuss may be explicit. We will try our best to keep it PG, but please beware before you watch the films. There will also be a lot of spoilers. All right. Well, guys, listen, if you don't know who this is over here on this side, I don't know which way to point, but this is my cousin. This is Andrew Gomez. We've been trying to do these episodes for a long time already. So we're finally making it happen. And he's got some stuff that he's going to announce later on. But for now, we're going to focus on the films. So, first of all, I need to make known that this is another one who drinks hot chocolate and not coffee. And this is offensive.
This is another one.
Because Becca does the same thing. Every episode, she doesn't drink coffee, hot chocolate.
I'm not really a coffee drinker. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy coffee, but like, I don't know.
I mean, I get it. Because coffee, it depends on how you drink it. Because my coffee, like, I don't care if it has sweetener. I could drink it straight up black and be okay with that. Or I could just put, like milk in there. It's fine. But like if it's too sweet, I'm like, this is too much. But it also depends on my mood, because sometimes I'm like, I want something sweet, But hot chocolate is really good too.
It has to be like, I've definitely had hot coffee before. Like I said earlier, what's it called? I drink coffee, but I just usually like get like a frozen coffee. But those are expensive. But like when they add up,
so expensive now.
yeah.
Like when I worked at Starbucks, like I know how Starbucks makes it because I worked there, but I don't know how Dunkin' makes it. But their drinks, like they're great. Frappuccinos are so good, but they're so expensive now. I think for like a small, the cheapest was like $6, like $5-6
At Starbucks?
at Starbucks for a small.
Nah, bro.
So I'd be like, honestly,
At Dunkin', a small one can be like from $4 to $5, and they change the price all the time. I'm just like, okay.
like depending on what you put in there, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I always same thing, so it's really weird. I don't know.
That's really
But
weird. I would question that. But it's fine. Hot chocolate is good too. Becca would argue on your side, so it's fine.
It's good, I guess. Whatever.
It's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
so today, guys, we're talking about one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, how people say it. But I have my shirt on, my Pirates shirt.
I literally just noticed right before you said that. It's awesome.
Isn't
That's
it
awesome.
cool? This is like one of the Disney's what they call spirit jerseys. But I've had this for years, so it's fading, but I love it. Love this
one. Yeah, what's it called? Some of my favorite T-shirts are the ones that just have faded a little bit that I've kept for years.
I'm like, I'm never getting rid of this shirt. I don't know what's gonna happen to it, but
yeah, yeah. You gotta find a new one. You gotta like what's it called? Like you gotta buy the same one.
I might have to.
Maybe, yeah.
They're expensive. I got this when I was working there, so I got the discount. So, but they're normally like $60. They're so expensive.
I thought we were gonna say 40, and that was enough. That was enough to be.
That's a lot, but no, it was.
If you're going to Disney World, you better be ready to
pay your life, your whole life. It's true. I go there because I have the pass. But I even have to think about it before I go, because I'm like, okay, if I go, I'm bringing my own snacks with me, which you can do, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can bring your own stuff. Like you just carry a bag, you can put snacks in there, and they don't care.
I don't know.
Yeah, so like they know people are trying to save money at the park.
Okay. No,
But yeah,
that's
like
okay.
my own treats, my own bags of like chips or whatever, because there is no way I can afford the meals right now. So, all right. So we first off, do you like the Pirates trilogy, or like do you have like do you get mad at it all?
Right. No, I actually okay. I really okay because I think the first one came out in like 2005. I don't even know,
So
2003. But um,
I have the timeline in front of me. Hold on.
I was alive when they came out. I was a really small child when they came out.
Oh my God,
Um,
that's a good point. Yikes.
2002. So I was actually listening to the Spider-Man episode yesterday, and that the fact that Becca said that that the movie came out a year after she was born, and then you were like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so old." I was like, "Well, that movie came out when the year I was born."
Oh
So,
God, that makes me
yeah.
feel really old. Sheesh.
I feel old now too. It's crazy.
I remember when these movies came out, when the first one came out, it says, oh, it came out in 2003, the first one. But I think I was in sixth grade, like fifth or sixth grade when that movie came out. And at the time, I wasn't even allowed to watch it because, it has a lot of craziness.
Yeah, same thing with me. And then I don't know, like years ago, I just never got out to it. I never got that out to it. Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, I get why, but this movie's so good. Like now even my parents watch it. Well, my mom doesn't watch Pirates of the Caribbean because my mom, for some reason, doesn't like any adventure, fantasy movies, nothing. So she doesn't like Pirates of the Caribbean. She doesn't like Chronicles of Narnia. Right.
That's
Disrespectful.
disrespectful.
She doesn't like Lord of the
No,
I
bro.
don't know. I don't think she
I
likes
didn't know
Star
that.
Wars either. Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't like any of the movies that I like. She's like, I can't do it. So Pirates, she refuses to watch. And I'm like, that's
So I mean, these movies came out when I was a kid, and I could have like grown up with them. So it's just interesting to watch them as an adult. And I think I just might. I mean, I don't know. Like I would have grown up with it, so I would. It was, oh, it's my childhood or whatever. But I appreciate it even still now. And like these movies, so one concern that I almost had
Mhm.
going into it was that it was going to be outdated. Not even special effects, but just like writing wise, and it was just going to be campy. You know how like Becca said that the first three Spider-Man movies are like kind of like that. So like I thought it was going to kind of be like that, and it's like it's not exactly like too campy. It's just like
Mhm.
holds up. Like every single like the writing is excellent, the cinematography excellent, all of that. Like the characters. So I was like for the first movie, I was like, okay, this isn't a bad movie at all. Like this is what I've been missing out on my entire life, So like I was, yeah, and then the other two ones are just as good. Like I don't I have a very hard time picking a favorite. I don't know.
Me too. Me too. Like I don't know. I think now my favorite is the second one.
Okay.
Because the other like this it's the biggest debate with people is like it's either the second one or the first one. And
Hmm.
most people love the first one, And I guess it's because the attachment of like, I mean, it is the first one, so it establishes everybody's, like backstories and stuff. But I don't know what it is about the second one. I couldn't even really tell you what it is. Maybe it's Davy Jones, the introduction of Davy Jones. But I love the second one. The second and the third.
Okay, people. I was worried going into the third one because the first two were amazing. So I was worried that because people don't I don't know, like I had seen some like reviews like on like YouTube, like people like mention it in like passing or whatever, like comparing one trilogy to another or whatever. So like they use like so I was like concerned, like, oh man, am I really is this gonna be like the 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 really like insufferable one of the trilogy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, oh man, like they started off so well, but I love the third one. That's probably I can't even say it's my favorite. Like I don't know. I just genuinely I just genuinely don't know. But speaking of the second one,
Yeah. Oh no.
confused with the dice game. Okay. I was
Okay.
so I understood the character beats. Like there's but I just didn't know how the heck the game worked. So last night I was
You're looking
because I knew
up?
we were gonna do this because I knew that we were gonna do this episode. I was planning on doing it like after I saw the movie. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up a breakdown of that because I'm slow. But apparently, like I just did not understand how the game worked.
It's so
But
it's
yeah, I
so
literally watched a YouTube breakdown of it, and but it's even like deep because like every move that the character makes is like consistent with the character. Like I'd have to send you the video. I'm
have
not
to
gonna
send
explain
it
it.
to me.
Yeah, it's actually like it's like I don't know how you write that. Like you have to be able to create a game that works
Mhm.
and then use that and no.
Like they somehow fit it in the storyline is what they did. Like they used it as a way to explain the character. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because every time I watch that scene, I'm like, I'm like, what are the rules to this game? What is the objective?
Because apparently like there's a longer like explanation of the scene that they cut out and stuff like that. So like that's the reason why it's just like really but that I watched, like the director's commentary, they said that like it doesn't, you don't even have to like the viewer doesn't even have to like understand how the game works. It's just like the character beats in there. You just have to know that he's trying to help his son to not be under servitude for the eternity under Davy Jones and stuff. So
Yeah.
like I understood that part. I was just like, how did they lose? Who like what? Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
that's like I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna be like, you're
Yeah.
gonna be like amazed. Yeah,
That's so
but
cool. Yeah, send that to me. That's really
yeah,
interesting.
but yeah, all the characters. I have a hard time picking a favorite character because okay, I everybody loves Jack Sparrow. Okay, I understand. I understand he is Pirates of the. I understand he is the franchise, but I love Barbosa. I love
Yes.
Barbosa. I love it. Like he's just a genuine pirate. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, he's so good. I love Barbosa. And I love that because like, you only have him for the whole movie in the first one. And then the second one, you don't see him at all. So when they bring him back at the end, I remember being so excited to see that he was back.
I was happy that he was back. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't a huge plot twist. Like I wasn't like super like surprised. Like it's not like a Darth Vader I am your father moment. Like I was just like I knew that they were trying to do that, but I was just like I'm interested how they're gonna explain that in the next one. And they kind of did, but like you just don't see what
Yeah.
actually happened. Which it's cool. I like the mystery of it. So
Of like how he came back. Oh yeah, because like in the first one, I always wonder because the big thought that I've been trying to figure out the whole time is because in the first one they're under a curse and so they're immortal, like they can't die, right? So like the debate is always like with the coin, you know how like Will was supposed to have the coin in his hand and the curse is broken. So like I just wonder, like, did he have the coin in his hand before before Barbosa was killed, or after? So like did it work? Like did it actually work to like kill him, or is it because of what's her name?
Which
Yeah. Or
I
Calypso,
forgot
did
that
Calypso
name a
just
little
bring
bit.
her back? Bring him back, you know?
Yeah.
Like every time I watch it, I'm like, what actually happened? I need an explanation.
To me because she just kind of appears out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, well, I mean, no, let me. Okay, so no, she just appears out of nowhere. No, like I just don't
Calypso?
like. How does she get access to him, to Barbosa? Like he's just left alone in that cave, like to die, and just. Uh,
Right. Like I don't know. I mean, you know the whole story with Calypso and Davy Jones. So I guess like that's her backstory, but like it's true. How did she even know about Barbosa? I need more backstory.
I don't know. But apparently, she's supposed to be the sea in human form, or trapped in human form. Um, so the only explanation I could think of is that she knew about Barbosa because he's a pirate and whatever. And he sails the sea, and then I don't know, but I just don't know how she would get to him, and like, but but
Yeah.
that's not even like something that takes you out of it. I just like the mystery I like the lore behind stuff. Like it just keeps me interested.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Okay, so your favorite character is Barbosa.
yeah, probably Barbosa, and but I think everybody's just equally as entertaining. Like everybody's really well written in this trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Even like I forget his name, but the one I think he appears in the second one, but the guy that's from Britain that he's trying to get Jack Sparrow. I forget his name though, because I know there's the one in the first movie that was trying to get with Elizabeth Swann. I forget his name too.
I forgot his name until I watched something this morning. His name is Norrington or something like
Norrington.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So Norrington, he's after Elizabeth Swann, which that's disgusting, by the way, because
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the freaking square. Oh my gosh, it's disgusting. But you continue your thought.
because okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But Norrington is with her, and then there's the other guy that's also in charge of like searching for Jack Sparrow, but I guess he takes the place of Norrington because Norrington, disappears, whatever. But he's also a really good character. Like he's a strong character in the movies.
I feel like blockbuster movies are not written the same way anymore. Like you have a few solid characters, and then the villains are just like, I hate seeing this dude. Like,
Yeah.
but I also love like the redemption arc that Norrington was going through, like in the last two movies. Like I didn't even. I was just like, yo, get out of here. You're not supposed to be with Elizabeth. Like we already know how this story ends. Like just stop,
Right.
just stop it, just stop it. You're not gonna win. You're not
Right.
like stop it.
Like
And
she's not
but
enough.
still like understand him, and he's not even a bad person. So like I just like what they did with him for the next two. Like that twist when he like what's it called? Like he joins their crew out of nowhere. That you just see him put the glass down on the table, and he's like, I was like, yo, wait, they're bringing him back. Like that's the other thing. Like they capitalize on everything the first movie did, and and it works. It's not something that like out too much, but they use every element from the first one that worked, and they just carry it through, and they just create something new out of it, which I really like. And like I said, like a lot of movies are just not written that way anymore. So
Yeah, like probably the only movies that probably are like close to that or movies that they used to do are like the MCU. Like the MCU is like I try to figure out how in the world they can connect things the way that they do because I'm like how far back did they plan all of this? Because the fact that we're still connecting and I know a lot of it is comic book, is a lot of
okay,
their
yeah.
using that, but that's some planning right
Yeah.
there.
They have to meet with every director, every writer, and just like, okay, don't mess with this, don't use this character, don't use this character, don't use this
Yeah.
storyline. But
Yeah,
yeah, like,
exactly.
but even with some of their villains, it's just like, we're gonna decide to kill this character because whatever, and it's just like you don't need to kill them, but
Right.
yeah,
That's unnecessary. But
yeah,
yeah, like movies aren't written the same and the every single character's backstory is so strong. So the like I remember going to film class and doing my screenwriting classes and I remember them being so like your characters, you need to know everything about them. Like you need to know the backstory, but not only just that. Like you need to know what makes them tick. You need to know like
yeah.
what they think. Like you need to basically like know them and make them a real person. So I feel like they did that. Like they tested it over and over. And that was probably the most like complex part of the writing.
And just I think Jack Sparrow, like kind of like what makes him tick, like, but you still like he's such a like unpredictable character. Like, oh, is he really gonna betray them now? Like, what is like?
Yeah.
Because he always wants his own thing every movie. Like like he's always after his own thing.
He's
Like
mad
how
selfish.
they, yeah, selfish. Yeah, word. But hey, speaking of that, right? Let's get
Yeah.
into this freaking love square. Okay. All right, listen, the first movie I was like, yay, she's with Will, that's cool. All right, great. And then the second one, out of nowhere, she's looking at him weird. I'm like, okay, wait, is that what I thought it was? She's looking at Jack, and I'm like, that what I thought it like did I see that correctly? And then she just gets I'm like, what is she doing? I'm like, what is she doing? Yo, what are you
The
doing right
best.
now?
I
I was
know.
not messing with it. I was not messing with it at all.
I know.
Especially the way that she treated him on the island. She was like, okay, you're not like,
Right. She's like, you're a pirate, like you stay over there, I'll be over here. And then the next movie, she's all like falling for him. I'm like,
I was like, but I mean, I was like blindsided by it a little bit, but it still worked. That's the thing. Like by the third movie, you accept it, and it's not like because you still see that there's conflict between, like they didn't just write it off and just like, okay, like so
yeah,
I
that happened, but it was just for the second movie. So moving on, like that they worked it into the story. Because like the third one, that isn't like in the beginning, Will is like so mad at her for like going for
I would
Jack.
be too. Yes.
I'm like, after all he did for her,
After all he did, bro, come on, bro, that's foul. That's so foul.
he went basically to the ends of the earth for her to be freed, okay? And for her to be like, actually, Jack is actually much better. Let's
Life. What are you doing? What are you talking about? He doesn't.
Will's in the boat at the end, like, what was that? Excuse me.
You get your woman right now.
That's your
Get
girl.
your woman right now. She
Literally.
tripping. She on something right now.
She was like going crazy. She was like, basically, I feel like that was her transition into becoming a pirate too. Because in the first movie, she's very like elegant, very classy, you know, like this is like Will is for her, like coming from that side of her life, that like royalty side. And then now she's in this whole pirate world. And I feel like that's how you start to see that transition when she starts. Now she's falling for Jack, and she's being very like deceitful and manipulative and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I think that's where the attraction came from, because she relates now to him, but before it was like some dirty pirate, like, you know what I mean? So she could never see that happening, and then all of a sudden, you know,
I just have higher standards than that. That's just.
right?
I mean, she was. I mean, apparently, like whatever. Like Will was a poor man, but still, like I just, I think he was like they just seemed like they worked. I mean, they were gonna get married at the beginning of the first movie, so it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, all of a sudden you're blindsided. Your wedding is canceled, so now you're on this new adventure, and now all of a sudden, like 2 days later, you're kissing Jack Sparrow.
right.
What are
She's
you?
got second chances in life.
What are you? What are you doing?
Right. So mean.
I was a little bit like, can you guys just stick with like one guy, like for her to be with? But I kind of liked how they like flipped it, like at the end of the second movie where like everybody's fighting, all the three guys are like fighting like in the island and
For the
everything.
chest. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
probably my favorite part in the whole second movie. I love that
She's
part.
like, oh no, the heat. I was like, oh my gosh, bro. But yeah,
I love it. It's like that's
yeah,
probably like the biggest comedy relief in that part, you know, which I love, because you feel like you needed it in a way. I mean, the movie is funny in a lot of ways, but that part was like, to me, is hilarious. I love that part. But and then
what's your favorite character? I'm sorry.
my favorite
What were
character?
you gonna say? Yeah. What were you
Um,
gonna say before that though?
well, no, the whole thing with Norrington. Um, so it's like, yeah, she has a whole love square going on, basically. And like now you have
The
Norrington on the
square.
outside who's like super into her and has been trying to get with her since she was like 9. I'm like, what the heck? Like the dad basically had set her up since like a child with Norrington, basically.
Yeah, nah, bro.
So I'm glad that she chose Will, even though Will was the poor guy making the swords and everything. She chose Will, you know? But then Will,
And
pirate, and
the only thing that I don't really know if I like the ending of their story, like how they, and maybe they, I don't know, because I've only seen the first, like the trilogy. I haven't seen the other ones, but like, um, I just don't like how it ends with Bill on the island, and she, like, you know what I mean? Like she's like, she's not with him on that boat. It's just like, why not go with him?
mm-hmm.
It just gives her an excuse. Honestly, like let's just call it what it is. Like it's just like, why would you guys go through all this trouble, like writing that as their conflict for the entirety of the three films, and then she still doesn't make the decision to be with him at the end. Let them like go out
On the Davy Jones ship. I forgot the name of it.
Dutchman.
Yeah.
Well, you know why I know the name? Not because of
Why?
Pirates of the Caribbean, because of SpongeBob, the Flying Dutchman. That's what I hear in my head every time.
Oh my God. I forgot about that episode or episodes of SpongeBob.
Yeah,
I love that episode, actually. Wait, hold on. So I think that that storyline continues in the fourth and fifth, but I'm trying to remember. Hold on. So I'm trying to look it up. Does Will
All why I didn't watch those is because people really just hate those, and they're just like it's not worth it or whatever.
of what?
Like the fourth and fifth movies like that, like Jack Sparrow is like not the same. He's not written the same or whatever. Like,
Yeah, like
but
it I feel like he's the same, but because Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann aren't in the fourth and fifth movies, it's like it doesn't feel balanced, like it's too much Jack Sparrow,
okay.
and like in the fourth one um they had Penelope Cruz in the fourth one, and he's trying to find the Fountain of Youth in the fourth one. And like it's him. Can't remember. I think oh my gosh, what's his name? I forget his name, but there was another character that was Penelope Cruz's dad. Is it Blackbeard? I think it was Blackbeard that he's also in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, there was like a few villains in there, but it's probably one of the better ones of after the trilogy. But the fifth one, no, good. It's not good. Let's see. Will Turner, Unite. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if he came back. I know that in after the third movie, after the credits, they have it's like after 10 years, and then Will Turner comes back.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So after the credits, they
Why
have
would you do that?
right. No, they have
Not a
Elizabeth
Marvel movie. This is
Swann.
way before Marvel movies
This
did
was
that.
this was way before Marvel started doing this. So they had the the sun set, like the sun sets, I think. And Elizabeth Swann and her son or their son are waiting for him, and the son is like 10. He's already like 10 years old, and he comes back.
Why would those 10 years go by of you not seeing each other? I don't care if you don't want to be
10
on land. I
whole
don't
years.
care. I don't care if you can't be on land. I do not give a crap. I don't care.
Right. Like at least go on the boat then. But maybe she didn't I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to put her son in that life of pirate life. But I'm like 10 years?
That's the thing. You have to think hard as to why, and it just doesn't work. That's the only thing actually that I don't like about this. I was just like, that's the way you're gonna end this, but okay.
It's so much better. They got married on the boat. They could have died. That could have been they could have died together, but they lived. Okay?
That was also I love that part because it's not like a regular action scene. They
Yeah.
had like a bunch of different stuff going on. I was like, and then as soon as like my boss Amarius, and he's like right now, but like you just accept it. It's just like okay, that's an interesting decision. I've never seen a movie like this ever, but okay, I'm
Let's
accepting
get
it, and
married.
this is great.
Let's get married right now. Right now makes sense.
This is
So
great. This is
trying to
great.
win. Right. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
no problem.
coming on here and talking to me about this. Before we go though, I wanted you to share on like if you're working on anything right now or if you want to promote anything that you've done recently.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure when this episode will come out, but I am working on a few things. Some things I'm not ready to talk about yet
Okay.
because it's like once you share something, the dopamine levels go off, and then you feel like you've completed the task when you really haven't. So
Right.
that's what I'm trying to learn. Like
Okay.
even just like in general with like New Year's resolutions, like just don't talk about too many of them with everybody. But definitely. So I make music. I'm working on a few things. Right now, currently, I have a single coming out with one of my friends. His name is Jay Swervo. It's called Heavy Heart. I don't know when this episode is coming out, but hopefully by the time it's out, that song will be coming out soon. Trying to work on getting together a music video. for that song too. So you could follow me on Instagram and TikTok at it's Andrew Go, ITS period Andrew Go. But yeah, and I'm always working on new music. There's more to come, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet. But yeah.
That's awesome. Hold on. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Erica.
Hi.
I have a question for you. Are you busy right around?
Okay, I'm just finishing up a podcast with Andrew right now. No, you're good. Hold on. Say hello.
Hey, hi Theo.
Get the word out about your music. That's right. That's what you got to do. Get the word out.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
All right.
No, that's really cool. And I'm always seeing you posting their songs and everything, and they're so good. I listen to them every once in a while. I'm like,
oh, listen, I'm so dumb, bro. That's what I was gonna say. I have music out already. I have a whole project out of 6 songs. It's called Someone I Know. It's an EP. It's 24 minutes long. You could listen to it while you're commuting to work or wherever. But yeah, it's just that's about mental health, pretty much my journey about with like mental health and how I processed like a lot of like, you know, deep emotions and how it's just made me a better person, just helped me to develop into a better person and stuff like that and just grow. And yeah.
And that's a big thing that you talk about too, like not just on your music, but like on your TikTok too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really important. I like that you talk about it because a lot of people don't, and then it makes it worse, you know. It's better to just dig into those emotions and figure out, you know, where you're at. So
yeah, that's I
follow you.
I had to what's it called? Yeah, pretty much like you said, like I had to just not necessarily make decisions based on my emotions, but also like try to focus on what's happening, because your emotions can be good messengers of what's happening in your life, and you have to pay attention. You know what I mean? So otherwise, like you're just gonna miss out and you're gonna be ignoring like a lot of important things that you need to be paying attention to. And like you said, if you ignore it, it just makes it worse. But yeah, if you like R&B, hip hop, if you like Bryson Tiller, J. Cole, Lecrae, like that's like all of those like different artists like coming together, pretty much like that's kind of the music that I make. So if you like that, I think you'd appreciate that project. I'm out on all platforms, Andrew Go with an exclamation point at the end. But yeah.
Awesome. That is
Appreciate
so cool.
Also, thank you, Erica, for that feedback. I appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah, no, I love it. I love when everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing and putting in the work. Because even though it's not always easy, but you know, pushing through, that's good.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and I'm also I'd say the same thing to you. Like, what's it called? I see you're on the grind too, and I just can't wait to see like where you're gonna go this year. You know, like I hope that, you know, all the work pays off.
Thank you. Me too. But you know what? It does. You know, it's like when I first started, it was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Because I was like, it's not going to go anywhere. Then, you know, you make the right connections. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow. Like that little bit that I was doing, all of a sudden, it paid off, you know?
Wow.
So, and every year, you know, you grow, you know? So it's really cool, you know? The things that I didn't think I would be capable of doing, you know, or learning, you know, you do learn. So keep going, you know.
That's great.
Keep going. You'll make the right connections at some point.
Yeah.
So my favorite character, that's a really hard one for me too, honestly. But hold on, let me think, because I don't know. It could be either Jack Sparrow, obviously, or Davy Jones?
I had a friend who was going to say Davy Jones.
You didn't expect that?
No, I had a feeling for some reason. I don't know why. But why?
I just think he's like, first of all, I think he's really funny, honestly, because of the way that he talks with Jack Sparrow. Like, he's so over Jack Sparrow at this point. So every time he like speaks or anything, you can already see that Davy Jones is like, he's up to here with Jack
Up to here,
Sparrow.
up to here.
He's
Like from the jump, from the
yeah, exactly. He gives one word and
it's
he's
like that with every character, like that, like is an enemy of Jack Sparrow. You just mention his name and they're just like up here already.
like, he's done so much already. They're like, enough. Like, you're done.
Look, that that part, I gotta do that. That funny, bro.
Like, I love their dynamic. Like, he's like, Jack Sparrow does not care. He's
Oh
like,
my god.
he's so over. He's like, I'm not even scared of Davy Jones, or at least he acts like he's not scared of Davy Jones. And then Davy Jones is like, just get this guy. Like, just get him already because I'm tired.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely him. That's like literally their whole relationship in a nutshell. It's so funny.
Yeah, like,
And yeah, they do balance each other out because he's like so over the top. He's like so over the top with like everything he
yeah,
does. I don't know. He's just and then Jack Sparrow just like you said, he just doesn't care.
yeah. But I love also because Davy Jones, like, I feel like villains sometimes they only give you like the surface of the villain, like they're just evil, like, and there's no reason for it, they just are. But Davy Jones, like, they give you like the sensitive side of Davy Jones and like how he became what he is now. And like he didn't choose to be like this, like it was like forced on him, and that's why he's just like so bitter and angry or whatever. But like, he had a love of his life and then it was like ripped away from him basically. And like, so like, you get to see that sensitive side of him, which is really cool, you know but also in the third movie, I really like the pirate in Singapore. The I forget his name. He's like that really famous actor. I forget his name. He's in a lot of movies, or like a lot of like Asian films. And he's in Inception too.
Oh yes.
You know who I'm talking
That
about.
scene was great.
He's
Oh, I
so
love how they
good.
start these movies too, because it's like they don't give you the plan. They just you're just in the action already, and I love how the third movie
Yes.
starts. I love it.
That's a good point, because the third one they're already trying to like take over, but you don't know that. Like, they're just like, they're already in the works of doing what they're gonna do. That's cool. So I was reading a like timeline thing of the pirates. First off, the the movie is not even like, how normally the rides at Disney are based off of the movie, but in this case, the movies are based off of the ride, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
They brought that to life.
And you'll forget about that when you're watching it.
Yeah. Like,
And I've
they
never been on the ride either. I need to go next time.
what?
Excuse me. That's like literally the classic ride from from Disney, and I've just never been on it. We never got that onto it.
That's crazy. Like, literally every time I walk into Magic Kingdom, I need to go on that ride.
I think you need 2 days at Magic Kingdom, or like at every park. You just
Yeah.
need 2 days. There's so much to do, and it's just to take it all in. But yeah,
And the lines are so long, so it takes forever to get on one. I know. But like, I have to go on Pirates. You know what it is? Is that you have to plan what time you're gonna go on these rides. You gotta have the app open and be like, Okay,
Oh
this is the waiting time for this ride. I'm gonna run over there.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, literally.
I
Yeah,
was like,
literally.
way. But like Pirates, I have to go. All my friends know if we're going to Magic Kingdom, we're going on Pirates. Like I don't care what you want to do. We're going.
On that, bro.
No,
It's
it's
crazy.
good. It's they
But what
update.
were you gonna what,
Yeah, yeah.
like a YouTube video of like one time that Johnny Depp was there.
Yeah, they
But
had it
yeah.
there, but it was in the one in California. But like every time I see the little mannequins now, the little like wax things, I'm like, is that Jack Sparrow? Is that Johnny Depp? Is he gonna pop out at me this time? But no, never. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the timeline. So apparently, I didn't know this, but so obviously we have the 5 movies. We have Curse of the Black Pearl, which was released in 2003. You have Dead Man's Chest, which was in 2006. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, 2007. That was a year away from each other. I don't know how they did that, but that's crazy.
Both at the same time.
That's
That's how they do a lot of endings of trilogies now. They just film it all at the same time.
I mean, that makes sense, like to keep the anticipation going, you know? But that's a lot of work. That's crazy.
They filmed Avatar 2, 3, and 4 all at the same time.
What? There's gonna be a 2, 3, and a 4. I know the 2 is already out, but a 3 and a 4?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into
That's a whole nother episode.
it's,
Right there.
but you guys should watch the second one. I know you guys have your opinions about the first one because the first one isn't perfect, but
Is
the second one is a lot
better?
better. It's a lot better with characters and stuff like that, you know.
Okay.
But
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that the second one, even though it's really long.
Becca will hate it. She will hate it. I know she
A lot of my friends are like, we should go. And I'm like, 3 hours?
Movies 3 hours? These
Which
movies
one?
are 3 hours long. These movies are 3 hours long.
Yes.
Which I love. Because they're so immersive.
Avatar, the thing that gets me mad about Avatar, let me say this, okay, is that they have good scenes, okay? And the music, I love the music of Avatar, but it's the slow scenes in between that I'm like, this movie could have been way shorter if we didn't have these nature scenery shots.
No, see, no. See, this is a whole different episode. But the actual stuff that like it gets harder as you watch the movie, like it gets more difficult, is when they transition from the avatar, like the nature scenes to the freaking humans and the freaking industrial, like everybody in that side, everybody in that side is just really like one dimensional written, and it's just terrible. They're just terrible.
That's true too.
It's just
That is
can we get back to the actual story now? Like, but yeah.
That is true because I feel
Anyway,
like they insert it in random points. But anyway, yeah, we're not talking about Avatar.
anyway.
So okay, and then they have on Stranger Tides, and that was in 2011. Apparently, there was a short film in between the 4th and the 5th one. Apparently, it's called Tales of the Code Wedlocked in 2011. And apparently that short film is supposed to be a prequel to the first movie.
Okay.
And I've never heard of it ever. So I'm like, now I'm gonna have to look for it. But apparently that's the movies in chronological order. It's the Wedlocked short film and then everything after that in the normal order. But I did not know that. And then of course you have the fifth one, Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is okay, but it's not great. It's not great.
Dead men in their title twice.
What happened?
They used pretty much dead men in their title twice.
Oh yeah. Because you have Dead Man's Chest.
That's why when I was watching the movies, I made sure to look up, okay, which one do I watch first?
Yeah.
Because like I knew that there was some sort of prequel, but I didn't know that like there was actually just a short film that was a prequel. But I thought that somebody told me that one of them was a prequel, like
Oh,
the fourth or fifth. I don't know.
interesting. Maybe the fifth one. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. Well, do you have anything else to add about the movies?
I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
if because I only watched these once so far, and I can't wait to like binge them again because
Yeah.
they're so like great. But everything in because everything's so well written and well paced. But I don't know because you've watched these for as long as they've been out, so it's like, do you have a favorite scene or like top three scenes from movies?
Okay. Yes. Okay, so I don't know, they're not going to be in any like order really, but I actually really like in Stranger Tides, in the fourth one, there's a scene that because the girl that he's talking to in the movie, like he's working with, apparently they used to be together, they used to date or whatever. And the music in the fourth movie is incredible because it's all like flamenco style of the Pirates theme. So it's like all like acoustic guitars of like what you would normally hear with the orchestra of like strings, whatever. Now it's just acoustic guitars. And that soundtrack is crazy. But they have a whole like dance number between him, Jack Sparrow, and her on the ship. And so like it's really interesting because it's like they're trying to, they have a thing still with each other, but they also have a lot of like bitterness with each other. So it's a really cool scene. So I like
Yeah.
that one.
Okay. That's really
Um
interesting.
that's a cool scene. If there's any reason to watch Stranger Tides, it's for the music, honestly. And okay. This is why I don't know why I always leave out Stranger Tides with the movies because it's actually there's a lot of good scenes in Stranger Tides.
It's like that with like a lot of series. Like the sometimes the worst movies have some of the best scenes.
Some good, I guess not a good whole
Hit
movie,
really,
but
yeah.
the scene, like they have mermaids in the fourth one too, but they're not mermaids. They're like sirens. Like they're like that's how they talk about them in that movie. And so they have a whole fight scene with the mermaids. Like the mermaids attack the pirates like because the pirate lore like folk is that if you interact with a mermaid, you are like they're going to like kind of hypnotize you in their song, in their siren song. And like so they sing beautifully, but if you pay attention to them, they will like they will drag you down to the bottom with them, or they'll attack. So they have one scene that they're on the water and it's like really dark and quiet, and they're just like trying to avoid mermaids at all costs. Like, oh, like that character he's always with the what do you call it, the theories that he's always talking about with pirates, and he's like super like superstitious about everything. He's on the boat too, and so he's telling them like don't listen to them, but they're so beautiful with their voices that one of the pirates is like zoned in and like goes into the water with her, and when he goes into the water, she like has like sharp teeth, like fangs all of a sudden, and they start attacking all the pirates.
Oh my god.
It's insane. It goes from one mermaid to like hundreds of mermaids popping up out of nowhere, and now it's a whole fight scene. So that scene is crazy.
Oh my God, that sounds insane.
I'm trying to think of another one. I think I'm trying to remember which movie. I think, the third one. So in the third movie, when they're doing the whole, like all the pirate lords are sitting around in the tables and they're like talking to each other about is it the fifth? I forget what it is. Like some coin that Jack has on his hat, but like, I love that scene. Like the interactions they have with each other. That scene is so funny to me.
Yeah, I really, the people don't like the third one. They have complaints about the third one because it's very indulgent in the lore, but it's just like it's earned. Like they earned it. They earned all that time that they're using. Like, and it's not. I really enjoyed that scene. I guess people didn't enjoy the third one as much as the other two because of it. I didn't find any problems with that scene at all.
Yeah. Do you have favorite scenes?
Again, I was just taking everything in all at once. So like if I just sit down and think about the franchise, like I'm thinking about like from like how it begins with Davy Jones and he's playing the he's playing the organ, which I love that. Like I love how like this series also like that they have an organ inside a ship. Like you just accept everything in this in this franchise because it just works. The way they utilize it, it just works. It just works. But
makes sense. An organ on a ship. Yeah.
Okay, sure. But like he starts like tearing up, and then he grabs his tear with his tentacle, and then he gets mad, and then he like bursts out in anger, like get that chest out of here. Like I don't that was like really crazy, bro. Like but like I think about like every like there are like these like epic moments, like all the fight scenes are great, and then you just have like these small moments too. But I love how the second one begins where they're trying to save Jack. The entire I don't know how long that scene is. It feels like 20 minutes long, and it's just an intro to the movie, but it's so good. The scene where he's just like he's running with the pole like over him or whatever.
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm just like, this movie is insane. This is insane.
Right, and we've barely even gotten into the movie. We just started.
This isn't even the movie. This is not the movie. This is just the prologue.
Right.
We're not even
could have been a
here.
short film by itself if you think about it. They should have just done a whole short film.
That's what I'm saying. Like it felt like you were watching like a Pixar short film. But no, these movies are so fire. What's it called? And then
hold on.
Okay.
My AirPod just died, but whatever.
Oh.
But
okay.
The part where they're like walking like in the first one they're walking on like underneath the water, like on the sea floor.
Oh yeah.
And I also like, okay, some of the special effects from the first one really still hold up, and you could like, even though those scenes are like really like dim lit so you can't really see everything, but like some like at some points when like the camera's on one of the skeletons, like you could tell them apart from like the other character.
Yeah.
Like, so I appreciated that. But yeah, that was like, these movies are just so like epic, like just large scale. Like I just love it. Like, so I was just taking it all in. I don't have a favorite scene yet. I might have a favorite scene next time, but they're just like, they're all
so many good ones, honestly.
I was just that part where he's running on the shore back to the ship and they're all like chasing after him. Like
that's a good one too.
Insane. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. This is
I
insane.
forgot about that scene. How could I forget about that? When they take him and he's now like in charge. He talks
Yeah.
their language, but it's like, what language is this?
Yeah, that's what it's like, and then you think you know what's going on until he's like, help me. I was like, what is happening?
And then Will's like, what?
Oh my gosh, bro.
I love it. Well, in that case, guys, go ahead and make sure you follow Andrew so you can see everything that he's doing. And on that note, thank you so much for watching and listening, and we love you a latte. Bye.
Peace.
Snap out of it and get me some more coffee.